All right, let's bring in our guest here to give us his take on what's going on the campaign trail. Michael Bitzer is a political analyst with Catawba College. He is in North Carolina. Michael, good to see you. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
All right, your take on what's at stake where you are. Both of the candidates will be in North Carolina today. Your sense on where the winds are shifting?
Right now, it's a mad dash to next Tuesday for the general election. We will finish up early voting in North Carolina this Saturday. So likely we will see at least 60% of all the ballots cast come before Election Day, and the polls continue to indicate a very tight race. What I'm describing North Carolina basically is a coin toss on the knife's edge. We don't know what's going to happen really until the polls close 7:30 on Tuesday evening.
Now, is that good news for the Harris campaign? I talked about Obama winning it once back in 2008. Joe Biden came pretty close last time around, not close enough, of course. But this time around, if it is very close, what does that say?
I think certainly it will be close at the top of the ticket. The presidential race is really about turnout right now among the base voters. There are some undercurrents of potential party defections going on. And if either party doesn't have their core base of voters showing up and turning out, that could be detrimental to their effects as well. But we'll just have to wait and see how Saturday finishes up. What we could potentially see is the percentage of turnout rate, and then we can then look and see who else is left potentially to vote next Tuesday. But it's going to be tight down the ballot.
Yeah, what did you make of the big speech that Kamala Harris gave, Michael, on the ellipse in Washington, talking about the future of the country, turning the page on Donald Trump, and what's at stake here, and the potential risks of a second Trump presidency? Your thoughts on the message she sent and how it went?
Yeah, I thought it was a strong concluding message to the campaign. She really focused on a very positive aspect to her candidacy and trying to draw in perhaps the 1% to 2% that are undecided, that could be persuaded, also making appeals to a broader sense of the American ideals. What we typically tend to see is negativism in partisanship drive a lot of voter choices, but she is really spending the last few days here in a very positive manner. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out, but I think that could be something that could be seen as a differential maker in terms of these last few days of voting.
I'm curious what sort of challenges you think, sort of in the end game here, her race and gender may play in this election, Michael.
I think one of the key things here in North Carolina is to have the black vote be at least 20% of the electorate. Right now, they're running about 30,000 votes behind the same day total they had in 2020 for in-person voting. They need to have parity when it comes to Election Day with black voters showing up to vote. They could potentially benefit from some crossover Republicans that are Nikki Haley Republicans, very disaffected with Trump, disaffected with a gubernatorial candidate in this state. There's a lot of undercurrents we just don't recognize at this point, and the tightness, particularly among the parties in this early voting, is something we have never seen before in North Carolina political history.
Michael Bitzer joining us from Salisbury in North Carolina. He's a political analyst with Catawba College. Good to see you, Michael. Thank you for this today.
My pleasure.